now with the whole advent of COVID, the mental health stigma has basically been eradicated virtually. By comparison, people, every man and his dog is quite comfortable going and getting counselling now, because whereas before it was just not seen as kosher for a lot of people. So that's the first thing, and about damn time, really. So I think that's great. In New York, everyone has their analyst, so Perth had a little bit of catching up to do. As Socrates said, the unexamined life is not worth living. So I'd say that's the first thing, is that it's now offering back into mainstream that reflection, analysis, introspection is necessary. So that's the first. The second would be obviously the advent of mindfulness is becoming huge throughout many, many industries, as opposed to it started in the medical industry and then moved obviously into the psychological and now into everything else. So I think that's its major contribution. Probably the critique, or the thing I would then add to that, it's a little bit where I'm going. It may not be its major contribution, perhaps for a lot of people. Well, most people may not think this, but I would see that the more advanced end of mindfulness, which leads people to not just building resilience, but building what I would call inner well-being, independent of their life conditions, to me is certainly the major contribution I'm wanting to offer. Because I feel, even from a recurrent funding model, if you can get people to be self-sustaining or self-sourcing in terms of their well-being versus it fluctuating like the stock market based upon how well things are going, and hopefully, everyone tries to be the best trader they can be in life. But if one, I've actually worked with share traders on their psychological states, managing poor trading when they're emotionally heightened or elevated. But I think that's probably the third thing I'd just say, is that the contribution can be building people's sense of well-being so that it's independent of the fluctuations of life circumstances. And I think that's a major contribution.